And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, it has only been 3 seconds and we're back at the new video. Alright, let's do this shit. Some of these pages are getting a little bit less filled out, which is good for me as a reader. And we're almost towards the end, and then I get to some of the more in-depth stories that weren't necessarily attached to the history. So, Trudeau was readjusting. Winter 2016 was approaching. And one of the things that we were planning to do was play real-life Mario Kart. And the idea was thought up during the skate trip I had with Will, and we ended up doing it at this place called Impact, this church. And we were going to use bananas as power-ups, frisbees as the shells, and a whole bunch of new different ideas. Like, there was just random items and stuff. And we were, like, jousting and shit. Like, it was cool. And then, yeah, you had to go around the whole thing 3 times. Yeah, because I skated for a tiny bit right before Will ended up leaving. And I don't really think I didn't get to do the real life Mario Kart with Will though. I got to do that with JB and Josh or Johnny or somebody, but it wasn't Will, unfortunately. It was fun as fuck though. And then I don't know who won. I think we just ended up fucking around. It was cool. We ended up just throwing shit and playing the game. And we missed Squadmas 2015 because a lot of shit was going on. So since it was 2016, I was going to try to redo Squadmas again. And it's ended up that we do it every 2 years, but hopefully this year that'll change. I was determined to make it happen again, and it was going to be me, Miller, Trudeau, Travis, Johnny, Andy, and his friend, which was Gore. And we ended up giving, yeah, here it is, Squadmas 2016. So it had been 2 years since our last Squadmas, and a lot had happened. I wanted to keep the tradition going and add a lot of new shit we didn't have before. So I ended up making a breakaway banner and making Alpha Squad lettered cookies, and we had a blunt ceremony. We exchanged presents. Everybody got a present, and the cave was covered in Christmas stuff, which was really cool. And to this day, some of it still remains. And yeah, that's pretty much how that went. The only thing that really happened was yeah, not long after that, Andy was gone again for good. For a multitude of reasons. Most of all being probably, though, that Christy broke up with him and got with Miller. But yeah, he did a lot of fucked up shit. He fed his dog antifreeze. He fucking came in a jar of peanut butter and gave it to his sister and watched her eat it. Fucking, he screwed a lot of people over, I'll tell you that. Oh yeah, and then JB. JB was around like one last time when Trudeau was here. And it was the JB versus Trudeau drinking game right before winter. It was a month, or wait, no. It was a month after Squadmas, actually. And then Travis brought JB to the house, and Trudeau and JB ended up in a drinking game because JB said that Trudeau couldn't outdrink him. And we were drinking vodka. And Trudeau puked first. And JB thought he won. But then Trudeau was like, oh, it's who blacks out first. And JB lost. Because JB turned white as a ghost and ended up puking his guts out and crashing. It was a crazy game, though. Like, the way that it went. And then JB wasn't around much anymore. And shortly after, Jose and Shoot became part of the squad. Because Jose had been hanging out with Trudeau. And Jose lived with Trudeau for a little bit. And Jose was friends with Shoot. And I knew Shoot from high school. From English class in sophomore year. And then, yeah. And then also Travis was there. But that didn't last too long. The next page. Travis's kick out. Jose's moving. Gotta drink some more Double Dew. Got the double cottonmouth syndrome. Sweet, sweet Mountain Dew. Yeah, so not long after that drinking game, Trudeau started bringing Jose, and Jose brought Shoop. And stuff with Andy breaking up with Christy and Christy getting with Miller happened, and Andy has been permanently out of the picture since. And then a few months into their relationship, this is where shit got kind of sour. So, Christy told Miller Travis was trying to flirt with her on the phone. Around this time, after this time, we found out Miller was doing meth, but he probably was doing it at the time, so he was in a rage either way. But, he drove over here to kick Travis's ass. Travis hid behind Kathy. Kathy forced Miller to calm down, and Travis left. And Travis was gone for good. After that, he almost ended up fighting Trudeau and shit. And then, Jose got kicked out of his house and asked if he could move in, and eventually started bringing his girlfriend, Tiffany. And then, shit, more fucking drama, man. I'll tell you what. I got a job at LapTech when Jose moved in. And I needed the money. I wanted to show Trudeau I could actually get a fucking job better than Subway and he could fuck off with his fucking high and mighty shit. You know, and, I needed it for myself, you know. It just was the right time. And then Shoop started slowly becoming part of the squad. And then ties with Jose got more shaky. Because he was trying to have a three-way in his room with this 400-pound fucking dude named Billy Bob T-Bones Jones Esquire, Steak Sauce the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. And then, yeah, we just heard this nigga's belt drop. It's fucking disturbing. And then he started being disrespectful, and fucking Kathy's financial status started getting worse. And Jose had a place he could go back to, his house. Like, his mom would take him back, even though he hated his mom. And I was like, well, fuck you can go live with your mom. You want to be a fucking asshole here. So, that happened. And then he wasn't around the squad for a while. And then I had to leave LapTech because the chemicals that I worked with were chemically burning my hands and making them break out, and I didn't want to get cancer from that shit. Oh, the wreck. The wreck. This is the wreck I was talking about with Trudeau. Yeah, that one wasn't fun. So after we kicked Jose out, Shoop asked if he can still come over and chill with us, and I say that that's okay. And then, Miller and I had recently discovered this road called Diambler, and it's this really twisty, snaky fucking road, dude. And the speed limit's 55, but you can't go down that motherfucker going to like 45 for the most part, even in the day. And I shit you not, like, hand to God, dude, this happened. So, like, we go check it out at dusk, and Trudeau ends up going up and down it, 3 times, up and down, up once, down once, up once, down once, up once, down once. So 6 or whatever. 6, you get the idea. And then, we were going 120 fucking miles an hour. Like 115, I saw the fucking measurement, dude. And we were like drifting in a Durango. And then we bolted the tires. And we didn't know it though. And then he decided to fucking go 80 miles an hour around this 60-mile-an-hour turn that's near my house. And I told him we wouldn't make it. And he didn't fucking listen. And we flipped it. And, like, first it started like fishtailing. And then we started spinning out. And then he regained control for like half a second. And we jolted to the left. And then his mod flew out the window, came back in and clocked him in the head. And then, it was in 4-wheel drive, mind you. So this is probably Probably wasn't a good idea. But it did help us get through the fence, so we didn't die that way. And then, yeah, we go through this barbed wire fence, over a ditch, and we spin it out into a telephone pole. And it, like, broke the back right door into the middle of the fucking car, so if somebody was there, it would have killed him. And I got lucky, I didn't get hit, or Trudeau. I think like Trudeau got clocked in the head with his mod. And then, yeah, we managed to drive it back to the house, and then we had to get in contact with the cops and his mom and the house owner. He walked away with only minor cuts, though. It was a story we wouldn't forget, and soon after, he got the Cavalier, the old blue. And then Shoop moves in. Yeah, we're about to get into some of the adventures here in a second. So, not long after the week, Shoop asked if he could stay here. We let him stay here. Trudeau moved in, and he brought his computer with him. And it was August of 2017, and me and Shoop started going to work at this place called the Box Factory. Because my mom was dating this guy that ran the company, basically, and we were going to make good money there. We made $12 an hour. It was alright. Steady work. And then Trudeau we didn't see till the weekends because he had the opposite schedule as us, working at this paper factory. And Miller started working there, and then he was working at a strip club and a whole bunch of other crazy shit. And in December, me and Shoot were supposed to get a raise to 15 an hour, which was stupid because we waited 3 months. We were supposed to only wait 3 months to get our raise, and we waited fucking damn near 6 months, like 5.5 months. And then, they said, like, yo, you're about to start making the dollarage, the 15 an hour. And then our car broke down, and we had no money to fix it at the time because shit was really rough. And then we did get the money and fix it. They didn't need us no more, which really sucked. And then Miller got a job at QT, and he started to discount fucking alcohol and Juuls. And then he got terminated. And then, yeah, and then that's around the time, halfway through working at QT, Miller just randomly brings a meth pipe here. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is your problem, dude? And then Trudeau starts backing him up, saying, oh, do you want to lose Miller as a friend too? And then he started doing it with him, and it was a really bad time. And that's when Miller and Trudeau, I lost them as friends, which was crazy because they'd been around the whole fucking time. And he just refused to show up without the fucking map. And then this is the last page of the history. I'm going to talk a little more about the history, and then I've got more pages about the stories. So we'll get into that. But here's the last page. This is the end of the year 2018. It's 2019 now, obviously. And I haven't talked about some of the stuff that happened recently, at least in the book, but I'm going to talk about that in a minute. There was a dog across the street. I was listening to see what that was. Alright, right before Miller got fired from QT, me and Trudeau had a drinking night that ended in disaster. We were drinking beers from QT, and I spilled my beer, and I just screamed, fuck. And, Trudeau had been shouting and partying that night too, so I didn't think it was a problem. And then Trudeau just snapped and said he couldn't take it anymore. He was tired of the yelling and the drug use, which was ridiculous because he was the one doing the fucking drugs, doing the meth. I smoke and drink, not fucking meth. And, we had bed bugs at the time, which are gone now, and, it's fucking awful. And he moved back, and he acted like a jackass and left, made an ass of himself. And then a month later, on the 4th anniversary of the Alpha Squad, 9/11, 2018, Miller ends up lacing us with crank. Like, we thought, like, I've hit his fucking vape before, and then there'd just be fucking meth in it, and we got fucking laced. And then, yeah, we kicked him out the squad, and Miller started losing coordination and his ability to speak. His intelligence got really fucking bad. And, yeah, he just didn't care about anything other than his meth. That's all he would talk about, and he used to not even talk. And it was just either not talking or just talking 100 miles an hour about that. And that was the end of the, yeah, that was the end of the third era of the squad. That's when the fourth era started, after they left. And that's where the end of the book starts, which I'll go ahead and talk about what's happened since then. Alright, since the end of the book. Yeah, I wanted to make the book because so much shit had happened, I got laced. And I needed something to plug the story and just some raw fucking amount of the squad into, you know. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know. I needed to do it though. The timing was right. I felt like I was fucking dying, so I wanted to, you know, do a project and like capitalize all the good moments that happened and stuff, and just the history, the ups and the downs. And then our numbers had dwindled. It was just me and Shoop for a while. And then I got Travis back, and then Johnny back, and then Josh, and then Jose came back for a little bit. But then that didn't work out because Jose wanted to bring his girlfriend, Josh wanted to bring his girlfriend, Travis wanted to bring his girlfriend, and there's just it was too much drama pretty much. Like everybody was trying to like fuck and shit, and it's like, God, I thought y'all came here to fucking chill. Like I don't know these people, and y'all are just like fucking making out like all the fucking time. Like I'm glad y'all are fucking happy, but you know, I don't know. And then Travis started causing problems, and we had to kick him out basically. He started just he's cool for the first few days when he comes over to somebody's house, but then he starts acting like an asshole and like trying to touch everything, and it's like you gotta like if he has an idea, you gotta fucking do it, or he's just gonna pester you and shit. Like it just got ridiculous. And then like I just wanted a break from people for a minute because I didn't want Jose back around because I already felt a certain way about Jose because he tried to get me kicked out of my house at one point while he was staying here because I had decided to try shrooms with Trudeau, and then Jose did them later. So he's a hypocrite, but yeah, it was ridiculous. And then Josh just wasn't really paying much attention. Like I don't know. I just needed a break. Like I don't know. I wanted to just chill with the people that were in the squad. And hell, everybody else, you know, everybody's having kids now, and I don't know. And the only person that we got back, really, was Johnny. Because Josh has a kid now, and they're doing their own thing, which is good. Um, yeah, Travis is out the picture, Miller, Trudeau, everybody. And so now it's just the OG3 with me, Shoop, and Johnny. So, kind of got bored because there's not people around to bounce ideas off of and shit, like when Trudeau was here. Yeah, it sucks. It's not like last time when Trudeau left and Will was here and everything, because, you know, he's with Casey now all the time. So, yeah, uh, not much really happened. Um, there was one time when, 20 cops showed up here because there's this fucking fugitive or something stole some car from York Co-op and apparently, you know, got out and ran through our woods or some shit, which was fucking crazy. But yeah, that happened one day. I smoked through a donut, can't forget that. I forgot to put that in the old stories. But yeah, and now I'm gonna get into the old stories. So the first story I'm gonna talk about. Well, actually, I'm gonna pause this because we're getting to the 20-minute mark. So I'm gonna start a new video with the stories.